Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to be talking about the most sophisticated fragrances in my collection. So all the ones on this list are very upscale. They're kind of fragrances that I would mainly kind of consider whenever I'm wearing a suit or I'm going to some kind of important, classy, upscale sort of event. Something like going to like a play or a theatre, a wedding, or that kind of situation. So the ones on this list, all of them are very, very manly. They're very sophisticated. They've all got this, like I said, this specialness to them. Something that you wouldn't regularly wear. So like, I could have included something like this, Creed's Green Irish Tweed, but as we know, the DNA is so replicatable. You can go out and buy Davidoff Cool Water and it just smells kind of casual, even though it has got this really nice classiness to it and very elegantness. It's not very special. So the ones on this list, they're very special. They're kind of fragrances I would only sort of wear to, those kind of situations that we talked about. So we are going to get straight on with this list. Just before we do, remember, if you guys are new to the channel, please do not forget to drop a like on this video. Please don't forget to subscribe as well. We are growing a really, really great fragrance community that loves to talk about fragrances way too much, just like me. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please feel free to go out and subscribe as well. And yeah, just want to say, guys, thank you so much for all the support recently on this channel. 2025 is here. Hopefully I can improve on the quantity of the videos without sacrificing the quality. But with that said, we are going to kick things off at the last place. We've not got too many fragrances. I didn't want to overdo it. I just wanted to give you a few fragrances in my collection that I think are perfectly suited for upscale events, and they just smell classy and just smell a little bit different than what you're usually used to. So we're going to kick things off in the number 6 spot. This fragrance is very mature. This is something I can see someone a little bit older wearing, potentially someone wearing a really cool like almost sort of tweed suit or something like that. Someone that just smells kind of old money sort of smell, like a cardigan, that sort of thing. Nice trousers. Someone potentially in like an old mansion library next to the fireplace, the kind of typical, person in like the rocking chair and stuff like that would wear. And this thing I think is great for a winter kind of sophisticated occasion. The one that we're talking about is this one here, Creed's Royal Oud. So the notes in here, pink pepper, cedarwood, just don't do this thing justice. It's just such a really nice, spicy, woody fragrance that just smells very, very warm. And it's very, very special. So whenever you smell this, it's like, okay, this is something like, a granddad with a huge family who's, made his millions and stuff like that. And the kids the grandkids are coming around for Christmas time. This is what he's wearing. He's wearing like a red sweater or something like that from like the pink pepper note that you get. So that's what this thing reminds me of. Just a kind of older person that is just very successful. And potentially, they're going out for like a Christmas meal to like a really fancy restaurant. That is what I can imagine this person wears. Creed's Royal Oud. The reason why this thing is a little bit lower down on the list is just in terms of like wearability. I feel like you can kind of only get away with this thing in the colder months, or if you live in like a cold climate like the UK, you could probably wear this up until about, May, June time before it starts to get fairly warm outside. It never gets, boiling hot in the UK most of the time. But I wouldn't wear this for the high heat. I would wear this for the cooler weather. Springtime, I think could work perfectly for this thing, really. But wintertime, that is whenever this thing really shines. And it's just so classy and sophisticated. If you smell this, you'll know what I'm talking about. So coming in at the number 6 spot is Creed's Royal Oud. Okay, coming in at the number 5 spot. This one is a little bit more wearable. This one I wore a lot. You could wear this to a more sort of sophisticated setting just because of the fresh cleanness that it's got. And the one that we're talking about, the lid is absolutely disgusting. It just picks up so many fingerprints, but it's this one here, YSL L'Homme. So this is a fairly straightforward fragrance. If I can describe it in a few words, wow, that smells good. I haven't worn this in a while. I'm going to wear this tonight around to my girlfriend's house. This thing is awesome. YSL's L'Homme. This just smells, in a few words, like a freshly run bubble bath. Very fresh and clean. And it's just got this beautiful, calming, sophisticatedness to it that I can see would work perfectly to, like a really nice event or something like that, a really nice meal. Like if you're going to meet, your girlfriend's parents or something for the first time, this is the perfect fragrance for that. It's so safe. No one can dislike the smell of this thing when it's in the air around you. Like I said, it just smells so fresh, so clean, and it has got this a little bit of spicy sophistication to it, let's say. I'm going to say that this is the most casual one that you could wear out of all of these, but don't let that put you off because it's super versatile. It's safe for, you know, any occasion, to be honest. You can wear this to the office, you can wear this, like now I could wear this with a white shirt and like blue jeans or something like that. But you could also get away with wearing this with like a, you know, like a navy blue suit or something like that, or like a tan suit. This would work perfectly in. I have had amazing reactions with this thing. It's a very good compliment getting fragrance. It doesn't push out too far, but there's a really nice sparkly ginger note in this thing that gives it a little bit of a spiciness, that give it this kind of, like I said, this sort of sophisticatedness to it, which is strange. The most casual on the list, but most versatile one probably. And it just smells super, super sophisticated. If you wear this, you know, with like the right clothes and stuff like that to the right situation, to a really nice meal, perfect fragrance in my opinion. So coming in at the number 5 spot was YSL's L'Homme. Okay guys, coming in at the number 4 spot. This fragrance I've talked about quite a lot for safer settings, but it is, again, you know, similar to YSL L'Homme, fresh and clean, soapiness, but this thing takes it up a notch in terms of the sophistication. This one is a little bit more casual, YSL's L'Homme, whereas the number 4 spot, this where it might get a little bit confusing, Prada L'Homme. They're both called L'Homme, which is annoying that they're so close together on the list. But Prada L'Homme, this thing is a little bit more soapy. So the last one we talked about, YSL's L'Homme, is more of a bubble bath kind of freshness. This thing is a little bit more like hand soap sort of freshness. So it's quite powdery. Like I said, it is very, very soapy. It's got iris in here, which is the main note that I get. A little bit flowery, a little bit powdery, but just like a luxury hand soap. So like this is like the soap that you would get in like a really, really expensive restaurant or, you know, wedding reception or hotel or something you would get. So wearing this, I could see this working perfectly with a white shirt. So I would say if you're going to like a wedding or something like that where you have to wear a shirt and you go into like a hot country especially, I think this could work perfectly. If you're not wearing like a suit jacket and you've just got like the kind of shirt by itself, a buttoned up shirt, I think this could work really well for that. Perfect for the summer months. Obviously office as well, you could wear this too. But yeah, when you smell it, it's very safe. It's not daring by any means, but the fact that this is so safe, fresh and clean, I could see, you know, you're wearing this with anything really that looks the part. If you look like you've put on a well put together outfit and you add this thing to it, it just amplifies it that much more. So wearing this with like a, you know, like I said, like a shirt or something, a white shirt, a really nice freshly pressed white shirt with some nice suit trousers, will just work perfectly, especially in a hot climate. So coming in at the number 4 spot is Prada L'Homme. So soapy, sophisticated. Okay, coming in at the number 3 spot, my girlfriend's favourite fragrance of all time, I think. This one, every time I wear it, is like, okay, yeah. Even though most people wear this as their everyday fragrance, it has got this Chanel classiness to it that you could definitely wear this with. This would work perfectly with a navy or a black suit, I think. And similar to what the bottle actually looks like, the one that we are talking about at the number 3 spot is this one here. If my camera will focus, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. And bonus points if you have the Parfum version, the step up from this. The reason why I have the Eau de Parfum, just for myself, is because it's the most versatile. But if you want something that's even more classy than Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, is just to get the step up, which is the Parfum version. That makes it a little bit more spicy. It gives it a little bit more warmth, and it makes it a little bit more, like I said, a little bit more special, which is what we want for these kind of sophisticated occasions. This one is a little bit more fresh, but I will talk about it nonetheless. This has got a beautiful grapefruit note in here. It's also got incense in there too. So this is a little bit dark, but has also got, like I said, that freshness to it. So it's a little bit clean, a little bit blue smelling. This is a kind of sort of original blue fragrance that kind of set off the trend for Stuff like Versace Dylan Blue, which is another good one potentially for this list. Dior Sauvage, if it wasn't so, overplayed, so popular. This thing has this beautiful Chanel-ness to it that all Chanel fragrances have. It just has this classiness to it, this French perfumery smell that whenever you wear it, you're just like, yeah, I know I'm smelling good. So number 3 spot, I mean, you can't go wrong with Bleu de Chanel. Very, very versatile too. You could wear this to anywhere, I think. Great compliment factor. It has got this kind of like mystique to it, which I think is why it does so well for like compliments and stuff like that. It just smells a little bit different. It smells quite daring while staying safe, fresh and clean. Something Chanel do really, really good with. I feel like this could go perfectly, I mean, not just for a signature scent where you wear this every single day, but I mean, this could work perfectly too for like a, I don't know, like a wedding day fragrance. If you're the groom, you could wear this for your wedding day, I think. Just something so sophisticated about it. You could wear it with a shirt. You could wear it like a nighttime out meal, theatre, red carpet event or something. Perfect, man. Coming in at the number 3 spot, most versatile in terms of situations. This one's probably, also up there, but I just prefer this a little bit more. So coming in at the number 3 spot is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, or the Parfum version. The Eau de Toilette's fine, but it's just a little bit more citrusy and it doesn't have as much incense, resinous-y mysteriousness that the other two have. Okay guys, coming in at the number 2 spot. This one would have been in the number 1 spot if it wasn't for how good that one is. The one that we are talking about is this one here from my favourite fragrance house. Not talked about enough in the fragrance community. Amouage Dia Man. And funnily enough, it was recently my girlfriend's birthday and we went to Center Parcs and we went to a really nice restaurant there. And obviously, Center Parcs in the UK is, in my opinion, it's for like where the upper middle class go. The rich people go, in my opinion. I've only ever been once, and that was whenever I went with my girlfriend, just for, her birthday and stuff like that. But everyone there, in the car park especially, was just like all brand new Volvos, Porsche Boxsters, Porsche Spiders, like Lotuses, Range Rovers. I was like, okay, what is going on here? Very upper middle class. But we went to this really, really nice restaurant there, and it was just a very nice, high quality sort of event. I mean, Center Parcs, you just kind of go there as like a recreational thing, but in one of the restaurants there, they had a really, really nice bathroom. This bathroom was just like, wow, what have I just gone back 200 years to like, Renaissance era? And in the bathroom, they had this hand soap, and it was a peony flower hand soap. And it just kind of really like elevated this sort of, this time whenever I was in this bathroom, which is a really weird story I'm telling. Dia Man also has peony in it, and it just reminded me of Dia Man, like this restaurant. And it was just funny because like this thing is just so sophisticated, similar to this restaurant. And yeah, Dia Man means day. This thing is the unsung hero of the Amouage lineup. It's been around since 2002. It's not loud at all. You have some Amouage fragrances which are super, super loud. This thing isn't. It doesn't project too much. It sits quite close to the skin, and it's not too shouty, which I think is why this thing is perfect and very sophisticated in that respect, that it kind of, you have to come to the fragrance, whereas the fragrance comes to you. This is a very kind of laid back, but beautifully crafted fragrance that just smells so gentlemanly. It's not too shouty, like I said. It just works perfectly. And it lasts a very, very long time. And I have a theory about this. David Beckham, which, as you know, the footballer, he actually has a fragrance that I had way before I had Dia Man. I'm not too sure what it was called. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, it was called David Beckham's Beyond Forever. So as we know, David Beckham is, really into his fragrances and stuff like that. He said at one point that his signature scent was Creed's Rolfa. And I have a theory that he actually had Amouage Dia Man. He's been known, I think, to wear Amouage. And I think that this was the inspiration behind his Beyond Forever fragrance, because I as soon as I smelled this, I was like, why does this smell just like a David Beckham fragrance I used to have? So to me, whenever I spray this, it reminds me of David Beckham, wearing a suit and stuff like that. sophisticated, gentlemanly fragrance. And it just works perfectly for all situations, in my opinion. I haven't talked about the notes on Dia Man. So like I said, it has got that peony flower, which is a very, very light flower. So my mum is actually a florist, and obviously I've got experience with a bunch of different flowers, and peony is a flower that you literally have to go straight into it to smell. And it's just this really nice, beautiful, calming smell. It's not too girly either, which is quite cool. It's got this kind of like almost sort of honeysuckle smell. So Dia Man has got that in there. This really, really sophisticated peony smell. It's also got plum, which is very unique in fragrances, and also cardamom and incense, which just give this thing this extra sort of special classiness to it. So coming in at the number 2 spot is Amouage Dia Man. Give this thing a go, because it is awesome, in my opinion. Perfect for a sophisticated event. It just smells so classy. And guys, just before we get on with the number 1 spot, just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for watching up to this point in this video. I also want to say, if you have made it up to this point, please do not forget to drop a like on this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are a fan of fragrances and you love talking about fragrances just like me. Number 1 spot. This one is fairly new in my collection, but it is probably now one of the most sophisticated fragrances that I own. A lot of people argue that you can only wear this fragrance to high-end events. The person that really stands out whenever this fragrance is talked about really kind of adds to that sophistication and that kind of picture that's portrayed whenever you wear it. I know, especially whenever I wear this, it's the only thing I can think about, and it just kind of elevates my the way how I think about this fragrance, is the way that I'm sort of portraying myself for that day. I try and act a little bit different, a little bit more sophisticated every time I wear this. Every time I smell it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to try and act in that way. The reason why, coming at the number 1 spot, Creed's Bois de Portugal. This is talked to death on the fragrance community, and I'm probably going to have to say it as well. This apparently was Frank Sinatra's signature scent. And like I said, every time I wear it, it just reminds me of that. And the smell of this thing is like so kind of classic cologne sort of smell, something that your granddad would wear to like going out to like a dance or something like that. That is what this thing reminds me of. I think the reason why is it's got a main note in here of lavender. And lavender gives it this kind of granddad's grandparents' bathroom smell. Normally they put lavender in the bathroom, especially my grandparents do, or used to do. And it kind of reminds me of that. It also reminds me of like one of his aftershaves, which is why I think I love this thing so much. It has this kind of like nostalgic feel to me. It's a little bit older, maturer than what I'm usually used to. But smelling this thing compared to another one that we've talked about from Creed, Royal Oud, this thing you can wear in a little bit more situations. This is more all year round, but more sophisticated. I would not really wear this casually. It has got this kind of sparkly bergamot in the top note, whilst also having that lavender note. Those two work so well. A little bit like a barbershop smell. I'll be honest, it has got this kind of out of the barber's freshness. Not so much seriousness, that's not really the word that I want to use, but the kind of not so playful notes that this thing has in it just makes it so sharp and sophisticated that you could wear this perfectly. Similar, to like, what Frank Sinatra would do, like to shows, theatres, plays, red carpet events, just kind of like celebrity dinners and stuff like that. That is what this thing just reminds me of. Just an older gentleman wearing this with like a really nice suit. Just imagine Frank Sinatra and just, picture him when you hear about this scent and when you smell it. If you've not smelled it yet, like I said, it has got this kind of gentlemanly smell. But just perfect, I think, for a classy event. And I've only really had experience with this in the colder months, but I think that whenever you have this in the summertime, that bergamot and lavender note are going to really burst and just give this thing this extra sophistication to it from that beautifully crafted bergamot note that is in this fragrance. So coming in at the number 1 spot, the most sophisticated fragrance that I own currently is Bois de Portugal by Creed. So thank you guys so much for watching this point in this video. Let me know down in the comments below other fragrances that you can suggest that are sophisticated, that are classy, that you would wear to events like that. These are just a few that I've got. I've not got too many, I'll be honest, but I wanted to give you my thoughts on the ones that I have got. I mean, these two, I love wearing them so much. I just had to do a video on them. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Please don't forget to drop a like on this one if you enjoyed it, if you made it to this point. Please don't forget to subscribe as well if you are a fan of fragrances. I have got a link down below if you did want to try out some of these fragrances. I do actually decant them. Speaking of decants, I have also got a decanting course that will teach you step by step how to grow a massive fragrance collection. I've grown over 84 fragrances in the space of a year just from decanting the fragrances, sucking the juice out, selling it on, and using that money to go again and just recycle my money. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, I have got a mini course that teaches you everything that you need to know. It's only £10, but trust me, you can make that back in one sale. So there's also a link down to that below if you did want to check that out too. So yeah, that's going to be enough of me talking. I've just filmed 3 videos back to back for the last 2 hours. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to edit some of these now and get them up for you. Trying to make way more videos for 2025, like we said. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this one, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.